and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pentola and today we are talking all things transfers. Now, the transfer market is closing on the 31st of August and of course a lot of clubs across Europe are still still doing their business, still buying in and selling out players. And I'll be focusing a bit on some of the teams in the Premier League who have completed some of their signings and have sold some of their, main players. And of course, one of them is Chelsea. I feel like it's funny to me how Chelsea is still buying players. Now, before they signed a goalkeeper recently, an 18-year-old goalkeeper, they had about a total of about 43 players in Chelsea, including I think 9 goalkeepers, more than about 12 to 15 midfielders, and about 8 strikers. So you are wondering how they are still in the transfer market, still buying players. But the good thing is also they are also selling out players. But I'm going to be focusing more on the issue of Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell. Now, one of the things that has come up recently is the head coach, who is the person of Enzo Maresca, saying, "Oh, he doesn't want Raheem Sterling in his team." And yes, we know that he has a lot of players that can play on that left wing. Of course, Modric is there. They've recently signed Pedro Neto from Wolves, and so these are younger players who can play on that side. However, for him, Sterling, I also think he has not, performed up to expectation. He has been quite disappointing, since he started playing for Chelsea, compared to, playing in Manchester City. We saw a lot of the, goals he scored, how well he performed while he was still at Manchester City. And so coming to Chelsea, the fans expected the same thing or the same level of performance, but it has not been the case. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why the coach has said he doesn't see him in his squad. And now the club is looking at how to sell him because he's one of their highest earners, earning about 350,000 pounds per week. It's a huge amount of money, as your salary, and it will be difficult for a club to sign him. However, there's been news that Crystal Palace and Manchester United is looking to do a swap deal with Jordan Sancho. Now, if you look at these two players, they're literally having the same problem in their respective clubs. Jordan Sancho is having the same problem with Erik ten Hag, saying he doesn't want him in his team. And I also think he has also been disappointing in that side. So I still don't think it's a swap deal that is going to happen because Jordan Sancho is also earning as much in Manchester United, and Chelsea is saying they don't want players that are going to earn a lot of money. Their salary cap is 60 to 70,000 pounds every week, and so if they're going to bring in Sancho into the team, it's still going to require them paying a lot of money. So I don't think it's a viable transfer deal, and I also don't think it's going to happen anyways. But if for any reason Raheem Sterling gets a deal to Manchester United, it's all well and good. So I think it's going to be a win-win for both the player and the clubs. Now, another deal that I'm still struggling to see how it's going to happen is Ben Chilwell. Now, unfortunately for Ben Chilwell, he has been affected a lot of the times by injury. Last season, I could literally count the number of games he played for Chelsea, and so Enzo wouldn't want that kind of player in his team. He's trying to build the team, and he doesn't want someone who is easily injury prone to to be in that squad. He wants someone who he feels he can rely on and is readily available to play when he calls upon any of them. And I don't think Ben Chilwell is that. Yes, he has done well for them. He was part of the side that won the Champions League in 2021, but I still, he's a good player. He is a very good player, but I don't think he's one player they want to rely on going forward. If you're going to compare him to Pedro Neto, for one, you can tell that Pedro Neto he might not be exactly good defensively because there is Cucurella and Vega who are going to do the job defensively. But going forward, Pedro is one player that they are looking to, do the job for them, and they have him. So letting Chidwell go is the best thing for Chelsea. Another signing that they are looking to do before the transfer window close is Ivan Toney. Now, I do think Ivan Toney is going to be a great addition to that Chelsea side, and the reason is because he has the Premier League experience that they need. It's been a long time for Chelsea, to win the Premier League. They've not done that in a while, and now having to sign Ivan Toney is going to be a great addition to them. Yeah, he has this Premier League experience. He's a bit experienced also, scoring goals, unlike Nicholas Jackson, who is still a bit young and is not scoring a lot of goals. But I do hope they can get that sorted probably before the transfer market ends. But now that brings to the question of if they are still going to sign Victor Osimhen. Now, there's still a lot of issues with his signing anyways, because he's looking to go to a club where is going to earn high salary, and I don't think Chelsea is willing to do that. Yes, they might be able to afford to buy him, but to pay his salary is going to be a stretch on the salary wage they are looking to pay a lot of the new signings that are coming in. And you look at the likes of Enzo, Caicedo, they are not earning as much. Even Cole Palmer, who recently signed a new contract, I think his salary is about £150,000 every week. They are not going to have to overshoot that just because they want to sign Victor Osimhen. So if they have Ivan Toney, who is willing to receive something, smaller and still get the job done, I think is an amazing addition for Chelsea. Now to Arsenal, I think it's a good one for them to have Moreno from Real Sociedad. He joined them and it's going to be a good addition for them. However, on the other side, they let Eddie Nketiah go. He has left the team. I feel like it was unfortunate for him because he didn't play a lot of games, or he didn't start a lot of games. Arteta didn't think it was probably worthy enough to start a lot of games, but the ones he was substituted on, he did well. I do think he did well, and it's better for him to go somewhere else where he will be played or given more playing time, and it's a good one for them. Manchester United has also signed Ugat from I think Paris Saint-Germain now, and is a good addition for them because I'm still finding it difficult to understand what Erik ten Hag is doing with this side. Honestly, they've not done well in their last, 2 games, for the start of the season, and maybe with his addition, it can be a good addition for them. But those are some of the transfer news that I found quite interesting, and also, João Cancelo has left Man City to Saudi pro side Al Hilal, and I think it's good one for him because he has done literally everything he has to do with that Man City side. He has won the Premier League, he has won the FA Cup, and he has also won the EFL. But it's a good one. It's a good signing. He's over 30, and maybe the pressure of playing consistently, he might not have the energy, or Pep might see it as him not having the energy. But it's quite tricky for me because they've now re-signed Gundogan, who is also older. So I don't know what exactly he's trying to do, but Pep is the master at this game. So he knows what his team should look like, and I'm not even surprised with that. But those are some of the transfer news that I think is ongoing at the moment. But the transfer closing date is still 2 or 3 days away, and there's still a lot of businesses that can go on, with clubs buying new players and selling some of their old players. Anything is still possible. But that's the much we would have to take today. If there are more news, there will be updates on our social media platforms. But of course, do well to subscribe to my channel, share your thoughts, and comment what you think about the transfer news and the transfers between clubs. But definitely do well to put on your post notification button to get latest videos when they drop. Anyways, that's the much from me here, Fentala, and until I come your way again, bye for now.